All right, so here we are. We are back. Are we back?
Yeah.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back. Here's our next load of doors. What we've learned is the non-insulated don't come with the easy set, but the insulated doors do. So we have some easy sets here with the vinyl back insulated, which is great. So we're going to get these installed instead of those extension springs. So these will work a lot better. So let's get started. Okay, so a couple things we got to remember with extension springs, right? We got to get that load off there. So we can see common sense extension spring is extended. That's danger. That'll kill you. So the way we're going to get this, since these are small doors, we're going to lift up the door. There we go. The door is lifted. I'm going to take some vice grips. Right here, I'm going to do 2 because I'm going to be a good boy on YouTube. Got a clamp there, 1 clamp. We'll get our second clamp right here. Base of this will keep the door from falling down and hurting us. And what I'm going to do is I got to find where it's hooked, which is normally an S hook, which today it is an S hook. And there we go. That's free. I'm going to go ahead and wave this out of the way. And there we go. We'll basically wash, rinse, and repeat, right? We'll just do the other side. Get the springs down. I'm going to go ahead and remove our vice grips. If the door is heavy, come down and kill you. Only let a trained professional do this. So I'm going to try to teach Cora. We're going to see how much she retains for the next job. So what I always like to do is I always leave 1 point in, right? This keeps it from falling on my head. So it's going to be take out, take out, take out, take out, take out, take out. Go ahead and take this one out, but leave 1 in because that keeps it from falling down on your head. Comprende?
Yeah.
Comprende. Why I really stress a bucket. She doesn't know it yet, but she's filling her hands up. She's going to eventually want to have somewhere to throw her stuff into. Boom. That's what the bucket's for. Couldn't do it. Just pick it up, tip it out. There we go. It tipped out of that one. Sometimes the rollers fall, but that's fine. So there we go. That's how you do that. Start taking sections out. It's always easy to forget the operator bracket, so try not to bury it. Okay, so here's our, like I said, our beautiful, I'm pretty sure that's plastic. Yeah, that's plastic. It's really hard plastic, but it's plastic. Cost savings. It's got the T-seal in there. Yeah, it's definitely plastic. Kind of interesting how they put their screws in. I guess. They did put another screw in the bottom to keep it from sliding, which I do enjoy that. I really enjoy that. So this will work. Got our whole slip in again. No blood screws. No blood screws. At least I haven't found them yet if there is any. So like I mentioned before, sometimes the easy trick to do is look for the slide lock cutouts, which are these squares, right? Those should be kind of the belly button height lower. That's how I gauge it. These are probably, these look about the same, but I always go, oh, let's see, it's about that high. If I go here, nope, this feels actually higher to me. So I'm gonna go with this route here. This is lower. There's 2 of them. There you go. I'm gonna keep them lower. So that's how I'm gonna figure out this side for this track. Plus, you got to make sure you got enough slots. Got a little smarter on this one. On these, putting this brace together. Just pre-drill it out with a regular drill. Take your 7/16 there and zap her in there. Do it on this side too with the pointies. I like the pointies. Pointies? What are pointies? Pointies are pointies. Pointies. That kind of came to my attention when you think about it, right? You know, when you look at this old door needs bottom seal. The perimeter seal is going to be okay on this one for the most part, but it's probably going to get changed out. Yeah, it's rough. It can always be done at a later date though, right? But here's the thing I want to get at, which kind of got me a little bit, right? When you think about it, in a nutshell, if I do a spring conversion on this old door that's here, let's say this one here. I do a spring conversion because it's got the extensions. You know, you think about it, it's roughly about $300 with a tube, drums, spring, brackets, nuts and bolts, labor. You know, it's $300. Or you can get this whole new door. This is I believe $479, not including tax. And you get new track. Yeah, the spring is a little, you know, it works. You know, you got your kind of your piece together. But you got all new seal, you got a new door section, you get new rollers, all new for $479. You know what I'm saying? You kind of see where I'm saying, what I'm getting at here? So for not very much more, now depending on what you're doing, now obviously $300 is cheaper than obviously $600, $700, $800 for an install, let's say. But it's really hard to beat sometimes these doors, man. You just, you know, all new hinges, everything's fresh, new track, everything looks shiny, is clean for $479. It's hard to believe that's the world we live in, you know. It really is. And it's kind of like what I've been trying to explain to some of you guys about these openers too. They start having a problem, throw them away, go get a new one. Just go get a new one. We're going to put one over here. This one's still working. But just something to think about, right? You know, you start looking at the numbers. It's a little goofy when you think about it. When you go, I'm going to put $300 into here. It has bad bottom seal still. The rollers aren't nice and gelled up anymore. Good rollers anymore. You have so much in repairing this door than just to replace it. It's sad, but that's the world we're living in. Sometimes when you're short, you just have to innovate. Get on with the tailgate. Of course, just getting our opener put together. Try not to forget. Don't forget, put that through before you put your pulley through.
And don't ever touch the inside of that.
Oh, yeah, kids. Darn kids stick their fingers where they don't belong, I tell you. So we got our belt drive going on. No big deal. So one problem I've been having, it's not the end of the world, but you can see I got this bolt up here in my way. It's holding this fur strip out. It's in my way. So let me show you over here. What I did is I just took it out, re-entered it in through the bracket to hold the easy set spring system. I think that'll work pretty good. Oh, I got a gap right here. Huh, it's all tight too. I always forget this bolt is tied in with this. So, things gotta remember. There we go. We got brackets. Hopefully this isn't protruding. It's a pretty big bolt. Got two in. Boom, boom. Keeps this nice and solid, stable. This side's in. Now we got this contraption. Our pointies in there on both sides. Keep that locked up. That's in. It's always funny how when you haven't done it in a minute, it's like you're relearning again. Okay, so this is a right hand, so that sucks it up that way. Okay, so it is correct. Okay. Make sure you get this on. This is very important you get this on right, because this bearing is very, very, very common to fall out. Very. As is this one too. This one's very common to fall out too. Oh, somebody's got my set screw down. And they don't give you a set screw. I'm really surprised they don't give you a set screw. Or an Allen wrench, I should say. Don't forget to get this clipped in. It's got to be clipped in right. There we go. That's all clipped in. That's all good. Okay, here we go. Oh, don't let that fall. Push it on, push it on. There you go. There you go. Okay, so that's gonna go like that. Probably gonna need Cookie up here. Cookie, climb this tall ladder, would you? There you go. Get that cradled in where it's supposed to, would you? Is it cradled in there? It's close enough. See, it's got kind of a couple grooves. It's supposed to cradle in there. It's definitely not cradled all the way, but it'll work. They're close enough for me to get in there. We'll go this way. There we go. Boom. That's in all the way. Is this picking up the right way? It is. And this was a left hand, I believe. Let's make sure. Or this is a right hand. Right hand. It's picking up the right way. Perfect. So there's that. I don't know for sure. They could be off. Don't take my word. This is just some helpful advice. They say they want 12 inches of headroom. I feel like you could actually make these fit in a little bit less. So for instance, this door jam's a little funny, right? But right now, if I go from the top of the door to right about there, that's the top of that, I'm sitting about 10 inches. If you sight across this, right about there, we'll say about 10 inches. So I think these can go in less than 12 inches of headroom, even though they say, because I was nervous. I'm not gonna lie, this is a good example right here. Let me show you. Stick with me for a minute here. To roughly that top of that board up here, right? I'm measuring right here, about down here. I got about 12 from gray board to gray board. Now there's filler in here. Obviously somebody furred this out. This jam, you know, they got their AZAC on here, and then they got weather seal on here. So what I'm getting at though is if I go by the door, you know, I don't feel like I'm getting a true 12 inches here. So take it for what it is. I think they can go a little under, and I honestly, once I get this door rolling up, I'll show you, but I think I could have brought this bracket down one more notch. Now I gotta watch it, because obviously you go too far down, when your door goes up, this will hit. We'll see how close it is on here. I got it on the standard retainer. I mean, you can see it says I got one notch up here. So it's one notch up there. So I'm up as high as it goes in a nutshell, or where it's standard go. So we'll see once we get the door running. I just felt like these should take less headroom since they're smaller drums. Now I got this whole mechanism here, so I might be wrong with that statement. And it needs 12, you know, it needs 12, but it's just something to consider. I felt like these could go in lower applications, especially when you consider like Wayne Dalton Torquemaster. Those can go in, I think, about 10.5 inches. Oh, I got my stuff off here. I gotta get that right. But like I said, something to think about for the door. You might not need quite 12 inches. They might be calling for it. But I didn't know. I called Menards. Menards really couldn't answer it. They told me 12. It says 12 with standard. It says with the old style torsion spring, it says 12 of these. But I think these go in a little tighter. Just my opinion. I don't know if I'm quite doing something wrong that somebody out there knows. But for some reason, it's like, I don't know if I'm not getting this cradled, which I feel like it is, because other way it wouldn't go. But I always have a problem with one of them being really tight. And this one was super tight. I had to take a drill, hog that out a little bit to make that clamp. You guys recommended getting these on there in case the spring breaks or pops out. So I got it on there for the customer. But I've just noticed I've had problems with, well, at least one side. The other side went on like a dream. This side, not so much. I just don't understand why. I don't see nothing. Done numerous of these. Never had a problem. Never had a problem with crookedness or anything, but I just don't understand why one side will go on like a dream, the other side doesn't. I tried switching them too, and it seemed like that didn't really help either. But these plastic things. Like I said, we got this one tightened. Going the other way, just the front one, we'll get the back one. Don't forget to tighten down. Get this kind of where it likes to be in free mode, you know, where it just feels neutral. I'm gonna go ahead and take a 7/16 ratchet wrench. Get this puppy tightened down. Rah. Rah. back one. It's a lot easier if you got a ratchet wrench. I can't find my one wrench. Okay, there's that. And we'll get the screw gun and get that started. Okay, so I forgot to oil the inside like my buddy Rich B told me. So I just sprayed, I had to do these clips. There's a couple clips in here. I just took the clips, I pulled it apart, I sprayed it in there best I could, some lithium grease. Hopefully this thing doesn't make a ton of noise for the customer, because that is one thing. So if you can, before you put the spring in, remember, shoot down that thing with some oil, some lithium grease or something, to keep that plastic from touching this metal and squeaking. Otherwise sometimes they squeak when they run. Just a helpful little tip. Alrighty, so I got a few turns on it with my bit. Go nice and slow. Just want to burn it up. There's your twist. These ones always take more than what your normal standard one. Like I think it asks for like 12. You know, when normals would be normal garage door springs would be like 7. So you hold this for a second. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring it up. You can see we're kind of close for clearance on that puppy for that easy set. So I don't know if I'd really want to go too much lower. You know what I'm saying? But you could, it could, you know, I got it made for a brace. He's going to get a brace for it. A strut. So, I was just telling Cora we got to bring the track down. And the reason being is our opener's rubbing. So, I kind of had a feeling that might happen. I was trying to keep things level, but this garage... This garage is so tight. This ain't the right size, but we'll see if we can pin it. All right, let's see if it, whoa, if it hits now. We're gonna just make it. Sounds better. Did you make it?
Ooh, I think you might be hitting.
I don't know. Oh yeah, it's close. I can drop the other side a little more, I think, and we'll be in the ballpark. For some reason, I don't know if it was like this or not. She's off a little bit. Huh? Yeesh. But we'll get her. We'll get her. We're getting there. Like I said, we're just gonna have to tip them down a little bit. It's not what I want to do, but this is what we got to do, right?
Yep.
Right. That's what I do. Cookie's holding it for me. This is how I get to the second one, though, behind there. Don't forget to do that. Just something. It might not be the end of the world, but it could screw you up. Hold it down where you got to keep it there. There you go. Right there is good. It's hard doing it one-handed. There you go. Nice and tight. Both sides. Okay.
Get up now, boys. Here we go. Well, I'm a garage door man. I like to have my fun. I like to drink a little brew, shoot a little